Welcome back, everybody, to syracuse.com's SOS Spotlight Athlete of the Week. This week, we're joined by one of the best softball hitters in Section 3, Westhill shortstop Alexa Korrie. Now, if you go to any of Alexa's games, you might want to sit outside of the outfield fence, catch a home run. She's hit 9 this year. Just an astonishing figure. Thank you for joining us, first of all. 9 home runs is quite a number. We'll just start right there. Did you come into the season thinking, I'm going to have a strong power year this year?
I mean, not at all. I didn't expect anything like this, but I feel like I'm just on a roll and everything's just clicking with the mechanics.
Well, mechanics is such a huge part of power hitting. It's not just swinging hard and hoping you connect. Take us through a little bit about where you get your power from and how you generate it and how it's developed over the years.
Well, throughout the years, I've had a few different batting instructors, but my current one is Alicia Hansen, and she's great. She's taught me how to kind of use all of my power and put it into my swing. So it's like very loose and like fluid, but I still have like a great like power behind it and how to like use all of the muscle.
Now you had, I believe, just 1 home run last year. This year, 9. You were 30 for 49 at the plate with 29 RBI. So everything you're hitting is finding its way into either over the fence or into the outfield. You're driving in runs. What has been the main, do you think, progression in your game from last year, which was your first year on varsity?
I think that I've been a lot more aggressive at the plate and kind of swinging for first strike so that I'm not getting behind on the count and allowing the pitchers to almost take advantage and throw different types of pitches. And I'm like hitting the first strike I see, which is the best pitch you'll see in that bat. So then I can take more advantage of it and get a great hit instead of just like like kind of out.
Well, that's a great point. I'm sure pitchers know who you are and aren't giving you much of anything to hit. What are you seeing up there? You pop 9 home runs, word gets around. Is anybody giving you anything good, or you kind of got to just, expand your strike zone and take what you get?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of both. It just like depends on the pitcher, but I've definitely had to expand a little bit more, and I'm seeing a lot more balls than I did at the beginning of the season.
Does that frustrate you at all or take away from your hitting abilities? Because it's such a fine-tuned thing. You don't want to go reaching or lunging, but you're not going to get pitches down the middle. How do you sort of adjust to maybe not getting the best pitches to hit?
Yeah, it's very frustrating because I'm somebody that I love to hit no matter what, and just getting lots of balls or pitches that aren't good to hit, it's just very frustrating because I want to help the team and I want to get us ahead, but what if I can't get a good pitch, I can't do anything to help.
Right. Well, your coach mentioned that at the beginning of the year, she asked all the players their goals. One of your goals was to simply have a game where you hit 2 home runs in the same game, because last year you hit 1 overall. So not only did that once, you did it twice, you've done it 3 times. 3 times you've hit 2 home runs in a game. Why did you pick that goal? And somebody said to you, you're going to do it 3 times, would you have been surprised?
I picked that goal because my first batting coach was Sydney O'Hara, and while she was playing at SU, she hit 3 home runs in 1 game. And it was kind of always my goal to like beat out her or be like her. And so I set my goal for 2 in hopes of beating it this year and then getting 3 next year. So it was kind of like a goal that I set for myself to get my final goal.
Started playing softball a few years ago. Do you remember how old you were and how you got into the sport?
I started when I was about 5 or 6. It was my mom was very good at softball, so I kind of followed in hers footsteps, and like my grandpa was very involved and helped me a lot.
And then you hit your first home run, at least you can remember, in organized softball, 12 and under leagues. That'd be about 3-4 years ago. It was only a few years ago. I'm sure you remember. What do you remember about that hit? And did it strike you right away? Like, hey, this is something I can get into.
Yeah, it was like the best hit of my life. I was filled with adrenaline, and everybody screaming and cheering, and it just felt so great. And to see my dad like run and to get the ball, because it was like in trees and like woods, so he like ran behind and got the ball. So that was great.
And you've hit a bunch more, during your summer ball and now your varsity career. When you make that connection and it's gone, it's just a flash. and you see it sort of arcing over the fence. What kind of goes through your mind? What is that like?
I'm just filled with adrenaline. I'm so happy. I'm smiling ear to ear. And I'm just like, it makes me feel great that I'm helping the team get ahead. And I'm taking a big relief off of our pitchers' shoulders for them to get, a few runs ahead and just to give them the security to help them.
And then as you're rounding the bases, which takes a few more seconds, do you allow yourself to, I don't know, gloat at all or pat yourself in the back, or you just keep your head down and, run around as fast as you can?
Yeah, I just kind of keep my head down. And I'm just smiling. And I don't try and make it that big of a deal. So it just feels so great inside.
You have 9 home runs this year and perhaps some more to come. Do you have a favorite one so far this year, perhaps one that went the farthest or maybe was the most memorable, the biggest hit of the season?
I would probably say our first game against West Jenny when I hit 2 in back-to-back at-bats, because it was my first game being back because I had a shoulder injury. So it was my first game being back and having a live at-bat, and I was kind of nervous going into it because I haven't seen pitching in a little bit. So having that felt great, and I felt like I was finally back to how I was.
Well, there are a few more sectional games, hopefully for Westhill left. I think you got rained out of some regular season games. Your coach wasn't sure if you'd be able to make those up, but sectionals is right around the corner. The competition in pitching only gets tougher. What can we expect out of you and the lineup in Westhill in the upcoming playoffs?
I expect for us to do well and produce runs. We've been working hard on our hitting and, taking smart at bats. And I hope that we can produce a lot of runs and make it far in sectionals as a team.
Now, you're good because you play almost year round. You've been playing in summer ball. Tell us about your summer plans and how that sort of helps round out your, your softball schedule, softball training and abilities.
So I play for a travel team called UNY Revolution out of Rochester, New York. And we travel all around to see the best competition and to get seen by college coaches. And throughout the summer, we are almost gone almost every single day, if it's at tournaments or we're having practices. And it's, for me, we drive an hour and a half.
Excuse the interruption. This is an
and
it's
golf a lot, but it's
golf has been
very good.
Today.
And how would you contrast the fun of playing summer ball with, playing high school ball, which is, your teammates you've known for a long time, summer ball, kids scattered about? How are the two compared to each other?
I feel like I enjoy summer ball better. I like to see the better competition, and it's cool to go to tournaments, and there are girls that are committed, very good D1 schools, and it's cool to see how crazy and insane these girls actually are, because you see them on TV, but then it's wow, I'm playing somebody that's going to be playing there next year or something like that. So I enjoy, I think, summer ball a lot more because of the competition and to get that experience.
Well, you mentioned the competition of summer ball. You're a sophomore now. You're getting out of your sophomore year. When you take the field with those summer ball teammates, how do you see yourself comparing to some of that top end talent?
I see our team is actually, I think, very well prepared for the top talent that we see. We've been together for a good amount of time now, and I feel like we have a good lineup and a good defense, and our pitching staff is really great. And I just think that we're all confident when we get on the field that, we're going to have each other's backs. And if somebody makes a mistake, the other person's going to pick them up.
Okay. All right. Well, you're just a few minutes away from practice out there at Westhill, so we'll let you get away. We thank Alexa Korrie for joining us this week. Please come back next week. We'll have another chat with a top Section 3 athlete on syracuse.com's SOS Spotlight Athlete of the Week. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you in a few days. Goodbye.
Thank you.